Hello, Assalamualaikum. So, in this video is about our environmental engineering laboratory mini project, which is our experimental option is jar test. So, let's go. First, we all make sure that all the beaker or the apparatus will be washed with the distilled water before we're going to use it. The water sample was filtered to ensure that it was clean from foreign objects. $1,000 milliliter of the water sample was filled into 6 different beakers. All of the 6 beakers was labeled with the initial label as 0. By using a micropipette, ferric chloride was taken. The reagent was added into each beaker with different dosage. The initial beaker was labeled as 0 and the number reagent was added to this beaker. The other beakers were labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The reagent dosage was increased according to the number on the beaker. All of the beakers were placed into the flocculation jar test apparatus, ensuring that they were positioned at the center. The propellers were inserted into the beakers, making sure that the propellers did not hit the beakers. The jar test apparatus was set at 140 revolutions per minute for 3 minutes. After that, the apparatus was set at 70 revolutions per minute for 5 minutes. And lastly, the apparatus was set at 0 revolutions per minute for 15 minutes and the propellers were pulled out from the beakers. Next, all of the procedure of jar test were repeated again by replacing the coagulant with the aluminium sulfate.
For pH test procedure, firstly, 200 ml of water sample was taken out for each beakers. Next one, the 200 ml of water samples was put into the beaker. The tip of pH meter was washed with distilled water. Then, the tip was put into the beaker. The read button was pushed and wait until a beep sound is heard.
Next, we will go on with the color test. Firstly, the square cell samples were washed with the distilled water. Then, a blank sample were prepared using 10 ml of distilled water. After that, 10 ml of each water sample were filled into the square cell samples. And the next step, the spectrophotometer was switched on and set to color 465 nm mode. Next, the blank sample was placed into the appropriate slot and the zero button was pressed before the sample was removed. Then, before the samples were placed into the machine, the sample cells were wiped with tissues.
So we move to the turbidity test procedure. Firstly, 6 turbidity bottles are prepared and washed with distilled water. After that, 10 ml of each water sample from the beakers are filled into the turbidity bottle. The outside of each sample bottle is wiped with tissue until dry. Last but not least, the turbidity bottle is placed inside the meter. The lid is closed and the read button is pressed.